All right, my loves, good morning. How are you all doing out there? Thank you so much for being here. So, we're going to have a little conversation today, and you might want to grab your journal because there are some questions that I'm going to ask you that you probably want to reflect on and journal on and ponder for a bit. Okay. And so the more that we lean into this, the deeper, the richer, of course, the responses and the answers will be. So I just want you to take a breath and like set everything aside and just lean into this conversation, if you will. Um, so, what I heard this morning from someone else, a post that I read, was with great power comes great responsibility. And I read what she wrote, and it really just landed and struck me as like, yes, that is true. And there's some things around all that I'd like to share and discuss with all of you. And so, knowing that you have this innate power within you, okay? And when you stand fully in that, you see how people naturally gravitate towards you, how they react to you, how they probably at times kick back at you because they don't like that you have that power within you and that you stand in it. And you've just probably experienced a whole lot of things, okay, regarding power and the power that you have, okay? Or perhaps it's the power you wish you had, or the power that you don't have, and thinking about that, okay? But the reality is that many people, okay, and we've probably all been there at one point in our life, are searching for external things that like prove power or that say to the world, I have power, right? Like money, like material stuff, like cars and boats and whatever that is that many people attribute to power and success and all of that. Okay. Except for it is outside of you, right? It's something outside of you. And so I guess the question is like, what is power to you? And then what are you doing with the power that you hold within you? Okay. What does true power mean to you? That's a question to reflect on. And what are you doing with the innate power, gifts, and abilities that you have within you? That's such a huge one. And how is God and the world, we can even throw the universe in there, how are they asking you to show up? Okay, because here's what I know for sure, my loves, is that people are going to pull at you and say, we need you to show up like this. We want you to show up like this so that you will benefit our team, our company. I don't even want to go into family and community because that's a different thing. So, and you might feel within yourself, I don't want to show up like that. Or that's not true to who I am to show up like that, even though that's what I'm being asked to do. And maybe I try that on for size and I realize it's not true to me at all. There's some part of it that goes against my spirit, my soul, who I am as a human being. Okay. It's too rigid. It's too strict. Okay. Not that we can't have discipline and structure and routine, my friends, but there are things in this world and teams in this world and companies in this world that are incredibly strict and rigid, and they have to be for the reasons that they have to be, right? But is that truly right for you? Is that what God is truly asking of you? I think that's a really good one to lean into. Okay. And little side note here, of course, this morning I saw a hummingbird when I'm at the pool. And it's like, enjoy the lightness of life. And then there was also a rainbow, a partial rainbow coming down in the sky. I wrote about it, so you can go read my note on that experience. So that being said, we can have both. the discipline, the routine, even the strictness. But we also, for many of us, are meant to keep the lightness of life, the humor, the dancing, the play, and weave it all together. Because without one, the other one like doesn't feel great. Without the play and the humor and all of that, the strictness, the discipline, all of that sucks, right? And then if all we have is play and pleasure and all of this, like, where's our discipline? Where's our routine? Where's our structure in all of that, right? What are we contributing? How do we know that we're benefiting this world in the capacity that we know that we can and in the way that we are meant to, right? Our purpose. And so all that being considered, coming back to this, with great power comes great responsibility. Okay. Have you ever been at a place in your life where you're like, I don't want to step into that. I don't want to step into that much responsibility. Of course, I think of like CEOs of companies stepping down. I think of, just people stepping down because they've done it or they were being asked to do it. And they're like, no, that's not mine. Okay. That's a personal choice. But here's where we also want to go. Is the world calling you to step up and step into that because that is yours to do? And what is God calling you to step up and step into because he knows that you're capable of it and they need someone here in this world to do that thing, or you're the perfect fit for that thing. So you're being called to play a bigger game, to play a different role. Will you accept the call? Now, my loves, I know for me, at times I have not. And I've shrunk back down because of fear. So there's my next question for you. Like, with this innate power and gifts and abilities that you have, does it scare you? Right? I think that's such a real thing. And why does it scare you? Lean into that. More than likely, it's because of what's been drawn to you, because of that power, that energy people feel that you hold. And some of that has been not good things for you that were drawn to you, right? Or it just felt overwhelming because maybe so many people were drawn to you or so many opportunities were drawn to you at one time. And that felt really overwhelming. So what part of the innate power that you have scares you? And do you fully understand what you hold within you? I think many of us don't fully understand it or fully grasp that. Okay. And yes, we have been taught in many different ways to silence, to be silent, to be quieter, to not talk about certain things, to dim down, to shrink down. And we've done that. I think this was part of her post too, in order to belong in places that we never actually belong. So we shrunk ourselves to stay there because it was comfortable. But long term, of course, it causes us to stir and know that there is something greater calling us, right? And so what are you committed to stepping into that you feel like you're also being called to step into? But what you want to check in all of this is if it aligns with God, and I want to say, and if it aligns with nature, the natural way. Or are you being, again, forced to move in a way that is not true to you? And I'll just say, being a woman is not true to how the feminine moves. Got it? Okay. So I think of that because I'm in like this soft nurturing today, right? But I also have the playfulness, the teenage boy, the banter, the fun that everybody loves. And I feel like when people see me, they want that every single time, but that's not fair to me because I'm not always in that energy. Sometimes I fake it because I know that that's what they want. But is that actually fair to us? Right? And so, here's my next question for you, my loves, that I wrote down. Okay. Have you been taking on other people's responsibilities that aren't actually yours? Did you step into something that actually wasn't ever yours to take on and you did it for whatever reason? Or have people been handing you their responsibilities, their burdens, their emotional weight your whole life, and it's been taxing you and taking you away from what God or the world at large has been asking you or calling you to step into? Okay. Have you taken on responsibilities, or are you currently taking on responsibilities that are not yours, that were never yours? And it's taking you away from what is truly yours to do and be and live and create and lean into here. Got it? Okay, my loves. And then like what you're truly capable of, like the capacity that you have, what you're truly capable of. And that's going to take shedding some things out of your life. Okay. So that you have the energy you need to have, so that you wake up clear, clean, and focused, all of those things. It's going to have to create a different routine and structure that really feeds you well, so that you can live up to that capacity. And I'm definitely, I'll just kind of side note this, feeling this in between like the eclipses leading up to this next full moon. Like we're in that space in between where we should be and can be making the changes that we need to make at this time. Okay. And it doesn't have to be super strict, my friends. It does not have to be all or nothing. But if you're at a place where you're like, I know that thing or that person or that situation needs to go completely, because every time it depletes me, or every time I wake up tired after eating or consuming that thing, or every time I feel off and I am in a phase of my life where I need to be productive right now, maybe you're not. Maybe you're in the in-between. Okay. Where you're like, I'm not quite sure what's next. I feel pretty good being here, or even really good being here, and I'm not going to force what's next. I'm going to allow it to reveal itself and then unfold itself for me, through me. Okay. One more message, my loves, as this is unfolding, this message for all of you is that your dreams, and I know my dream state is revealing a lot, and it's up to us to be responsible enough to, when you wake up, to then grab your journal or come out to whatever, the kitchen, living room, grab your journal and write what you just experienced in your dream, because that is giving you a lot of information. Okay, to kind of thoroughly examine your dreams was another post I saw this morning that rang so true to me, because last night I did have a 3-hour deep REM dream state, and I got up. But what I didn't do, I did something other than grab my journal and write down what I had just experienced. And now I've lost that information. Okay. So let us be responsible again and accountable for doing what we need to know, especially for asking God, the divine, our spirit guides, show me this information, reveal this information to me. I need to know more about this. Well, I know that they're doing that for me in my dream state. I'm just not always catching it. Okay. So that's my responsibility. And that's a way that I need to be held accountable, because I'm asking for the information. Does that make sense? Okay. So make sure that you're also holding yourself accountable for getting the information that is being relayed in your dream state at this time. All right, my loves? Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that gave you some things to ponder. With great power comes great responsibility. What are you going to do with yours? And is it truly, truly, truly aligned for you and what you desire for your life, my loves? Got it? It's a great time to reflect on that and get clear in this space in between. So thank you so much for being here. As always, I would love to hear from you. So questions, comments, insights below. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what comes up for you regarding power. And I'm talking about the innate personal power that lives within you, not what external power that many people think shows that they have power. Not that. We know there's a huge difference there and a huge disconnect still in our society with that. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. Much love, many blessings, and I will see you all again very soon.